All right. So with our character, where we last left off was pretty interesting. We did some feet stuff. We haven't addressed the tail or anything, um, but we've got some interesting detail in here. All right. So today I kind of wanted to use some of the techniques that some of those techniques to start adding some maybe clothing and accessory pieces and things like that. All right. So I kind of want to make um, some like arm sleeves a little bit. All right. Some little arm sleeves. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Right. So there's things I want to make. I want to make like I do want to make him like some kind of like either like a jetpack or something that he's got either strapped to him, some more accessories. Because I know we made the staff um, in another. We were making the staff as well. So let's look at some of these techniques. So let's first things first. Let's grab this square one. All right. All right. So here, well, what did I pick? A square. I don't want a freaking square. I want a rectangle. There we go. All right. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff I want to do. I want to be able to make like, ooh, that's not bad. Because I'm gonna start extracting some meshes. Let's go maybe a little lower in the subdivision if we can. We're gonna go there. All right. So maybe, ooh, something like that. We'll do something for the legs, and this will be just the base of it, and then maybe we'll like crisscross them to make them look a little like worn and tattered or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like something. Maybe it's a tribal thing. I don't know. I'm just kind of designing
Sort of
here.
like jewelry.
Yeah, like either like jewelry or like maybe like tattered cloth or something that like they wrap around themselves or something like that. You know. And I'm making them different like sizes right now because I don't know what I'm gonna need. So this is part experimentation as well. Okay, maybe something around the calf like that. Ooh, maybe he's got like a couple around his feet to help keep his feet or something. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like I'm trying to think through design. Ooh, that was a happy accident where they kind of meet right there. Ooh, maybe we can let's do the mask pen, right? And then I'm just gonna use this as like kind of like a strap.
Sort of like straps.
Yeah, yep. Maybe give him like a sole. Or maybe these are like flexible shoes because his feet really don't touch. And then something like that. All right, and then maybe something like that. All right, round out the heel a little bit, and I would imagine they would have something that maybe kept this big old toe in line. Here we go, something like that. All right, and this is the part where you're thinking through the design. I don't know if they're. I think the back foot might be kind of open like that. All right, let's go up. I'm gonna do Alt, Control and Alt is it's taking away some of it. It's a little too rough. Right. All right. This is also Control and Alt. All right. That's what's giving me the opposite. So I'm using that to take away some of this stuff, giving myself some, maybe a little bit of cleaner lines, cleaner transitions between some of this stuff that I'm doing. All right. Before I extract this mesh. All right. Just kind of doubled up on that. Yeah. Should I put something on the pads? Like right here. Maybe. Because I think I'm going to do 2 extracts, right? I might do one for like the bottom of this thing. And then I'm going to do another one for just the straps themselves. Maybe the straps are connected like that. Let's see, this is part of like the fuck stupid as shit. All right, I'm gonna leave this for now, and then I'll maybe address it after. I don't want to bore you guys with me thinking through design nonsense. All right, let's just extract and see what we get. Ooh, very cool. Actually, I want it just a tad thicker because like the problem with this is like it looks cool and that might be a good ending position for them, but you want a little more, like you just want a little more. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you go here, we've got some geometry, but like you see that little thickness, I just want a little bit because if I start to smooth, I'm gonna start cutting into that that geometry. So let's just increase this a little bit. Let's try this extract again. All right, let's go back. That might be too much. 0.009 might do 0.006 or 7. Yeah, it's too much. That's too much. Let's do 0.006. Extract. Whoops. That's better. All right, I'm gonna accept this. All right, and as usual, whenever I make it, you guys can see that it already gives me my it already gives me my subdivision. Actually, let's so another, now what I can do is I'm going to actually I'm gonna go to my geometry. I'm gonna Z remesh this. Let's see if I can get a better. Let's keep the poly groups because I like that it separates these lips and the outer surfaces. Let's keep those and then Z remesh it and see what it does. Because I liked that level of detail, the level of geometry, but I didn't like keep groups, and then let's go half of what it is right now. All right, and as you guys can see, this is a give and take, right? You're okay. You see how much cleaner that is? That's a little cleaner. It's a little less busy. And I feel like when I start doing my, there we go. You see that? You see how much easier that is to work with? I feel so much better. All right, I think I like this. Let's go half again. I'm going to do it again. And keep groups. curves, strength. Let's do a little, let's up the curves and then zero mesh. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind this at all. Another thing is we can do it again. We can zero mesh it again. And then it'll take it in half again. All right. So this I like. Because now let me turn off my poly frames. Because now let's increase the size of my brush. Right. If I start to, you see how when I start to hit that shift, that smooth on it, right? It's not losing everything about itself. Let's reduce the intensity of it for some of these parts too. So I can hit that smooth, right? My fear was if I had it the other way, it was just gonna get lost in there. All right. So now what I will do is with some of these, so let's go BMV, and then all right, with a lot of these, you can start to. I'm gonna increase the size a little bit, and then maybe start to play with, you know, some of their relationships to each other. Let's make them dark gray a little bit. Just gonna shift, smooth. Just so it looks more like cloth and not like a model. You know, like the thing is you don't want your model to scream, I'm a model. You know, you want it to look natural. You want it to look like, oh, okay, this can be cloth or this can be, you know, whatever this guy's telling me it is. All right, you want it to kind of free flow. So BCB now, I can start, you know. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. Z sub, still a lot. You do 4. Increase the smooth. Right. So when you start going in and, you know what I'm saying, start to define your cloth, how your cloth is going to look. All right. That's where I would start going in and, you know what I'm saying? This is the part right here. This is, you know, and this is part of, you don't want to start getting too into the weeds here, right? Because we're just adding a lot of these accessories to this guy. All right. Adding a lot of these accessories, these little bands to his leg or whatever. So I'm, you know, I'm just showing you like me sculpting to show you like that would be when you've gotten everything in place. I wouldn't in the process start sculpting detail into this cloth now, right? I would want to, right, maybe start talking about the rest of his outfit. You know what I'm saying? So like, is he gonna wear some shorts like this? This is pretty sweet. All right, something like that. I don't mind that. Make them a little longer. All right, so now we can go back into our geometry. Now I can extract. Boop. Let's see what we get. I'm gonna do a different angle so I can get a better view. So extract. Boom, that's actually perfect for the pants. All right, I was gonna accept. All right, so now our guy's got pants. All right. And because we extracted it from our mesh, right? Because we extracted it from our original guy, it's got a lot of that same thing, a lot of the same musculature anatomy that we've added to it. So for these, what you're going to want to do is, right, the first thing is that same thing I did here. You want to go down, you want to not throw that Z remesher on that bad boy. Because this detail is cool, but it's so fake and unrealistic. All right? So nobody's going to buy that. So now I've knocked it down to something easy. And what I'm going to do is, right, I'm going to leave some of it in, but I'm going to knock a lot of it back. I'm just going to shift smooth, right? We want to give the indication that that stuff's there, right? But it's not supposed to be like super showy, right? I'm not going to, sculpt detail into it yet, all right? But I can start to BMV. We can start to, manipulate it a little bit. Just get some of what we're trying to get. All right, this guy kind of looks like an alien boxer right now. You know what I'm saying? Like he looks like he's about to go for 4 or 5 rounds with Mike Tyson. If Logan Paul loses, I don't know who's fighting him, but I don't know if it's Logan or Jake. All right, so here we go. So now he's got his short shorts. All right. Let's solo this guy. So now I can do something like this where I can create, all right, I can create a shirt if I wanted to. All right, we can create a little, either something like this. Oops. Whoopsie daisy. All right. All right, and this is Control. I'm Alt, and I'm using that to take away some of this stuff. All right, and once you guys get to this point, man, it starts to get kind of fun because then you're starting to kind of imagine like what he's wearing, what some of the outfit does. Like you're adding a little bit of functionality to it, right? You want it to be functional and kind of look cool and have people believe that, oh, okay, he could move like that. He could do that. He could do some of those things, Does anybody have any questions for me?
Yes, sir. Is there, like, say you're trying to do basically what you do with the pants? Is there like a way to is there like a way to make when it actually comes in that the like actual piece of clothing, I guess is how you would word it, comes in thicker so it could be sort of like armor?
Oh yeah, of course, of course, of course. That's another thing. I could have gone that route, right? Like if I want to, right? I'll do this as clothes first. So let's apply this mesh. That's actually
Yes, sir.
great suggestion. We're gonna make him some armor now, just because you said that. I'll show you how I would do that. And that's part of some of the stuff that I used to do is like with some like little there's some techniques that are pretty cool for that. Let's extract this mesh first. All right, I kind of gave him a little bit of because I might want to mount something here, like a weapon or something. So like I'm gonna leave it kind of open just in case for myself. Let's do an extract mesh on this guy. All right, I like that. Maybe let's make it, since he's wearing shorts, maybe we make it short sleeve. Ooh, maybe he can have like, here we go. He can have like van braces or something. Yeah, I like that. All right, now let's extract this. And accept. All right, and then we're going to do the same thing we did. We're going to do Z remesher. just so it's not so ridiculously there we go. And now let's take everything out of solo mode. And with this shirt, you're going to want to either move it out or move it in because it's a shirt. You're going to want to pull it out over his pants. All right? You could have made it a onesie if you wanted, but I chose for a shirt and pant combo. All right, so we've got kind of shirt and pant combo going on right now. Maybe smooth this out a little bit. Smooth the back out a little bit too. All right, 12:53. I want to get to what I want to get to. Some fun stuff. All right. Clothing's cool and all, but what if we wanted to give this guy some pretty sweet armor? All right. What if we were like, yo, this guy is actually a beast of war and everything about him is built for destruction? Well, let's do that as well. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start using some of his muscle groups to like act like armor pieces. All right. So I'm just going to start using this. And I'm going to turn on my lazy mouse as well. Let's go to my stroke. Make sure my lazy mouse is working. All right. There you go. All right. And a lot of this stuff, man, it's all like some of these, it's going to be just masking. Mask work, mask work, mask work. All right. I'm going to make this a piece. And then this. I'm not even going to worry about painting them too perfectly right now. Just so I can show you guys what you have kind of at your disposal here with these bad boys. All right. So now let's go to our extract and extract all of this fun stuff. Let's accept it. All right. So now we've got this action. What we're going to want to do is in the deformation right here, let's hit the let's go polish crisp edges, throw that on a little bit to smooth out some of our edge work. I'm going to do that once or twice just to give me some nice edges, and then I'm going to hit my geometry with that Z remeshes again. Alright, so for something like this, BP. So let's now start hitting some of this with like the planer brush. Alright. This will start giving us some more interesting, kind of harder edges. The Damien standard tool as well, BDS. Alright. Now I'm just gonna all right, you guys can start to see what I'm talking about. You know that like that kind of mech style tech that everybody's kind of doing, where it's like, you know, cybernetic slash humanoid ish. You know. And this is just Damien standard and the extract brush. All right. And they always do this little weird. I always see this in like all the new like sci-fi stuff. They always put random holes and shit, like just psh, 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 like I don't know what these little tiny vent holes be doing, but it makes it look sci-fi, you know. So there's a lot of little sci-fi things you can, you know, start to do with these guys, and once you start to break down some of this cool kind of paneling stuff, you can then break these up even more, right? I would then go maybe make another layer of them or something, and then try to embed that in a different way, you know. So like there's a lot of cool things you guys can start to do, you know. And this is just the start of it now. So like I've done this. All right, let's make like a little circle here or something. Let's make a little circle here. We're missing a lot of circles for this to be a sci-fi piece. Right? There's lots of circles in sci-fi shit. Right? Just random circles for no reason apparently. Just random circles that glow and You know, they have to glow. It has to glow. If it's not glowing, is it even sci-fi? Right? So now we're just adding some more detail. All right. So this is what I'm talking, like when I'm saying detail, I'm talking like you going in. You need to go in on some of this stuff. You know. So now, ooh, this is cool. I didn't do anything here. Maybe usually they'll put like a circle here or something, and maybe like some slashes leading up to it. It's looking very Aztec-y right now. So now let's go and we can do eye, right? And this gives us our insert brush, and we can insert all sorts of like machine parts and stuff like that to this. So now I can go in and, you know, add something like that. See what I'm saying? Right? Like now you're just playing around. Right? I can start, boom, add that guy, maybe get one of these things, whatever this is. Right? And this is just ideation. Right? All I'm doing is just generating ideas, right, for what can happen. Right? This is a high poly, and this is what I'm trying to get you guys to get to this point where you're just kind of having fun with this thing. You just going in here, you can grab, you know, anything you want, model kit stuff, and just start throwing things together. Right? But if you guys don't have that prerequisite knowledge, right, there's nothing, you know, there's nothing you're going to be able to do that's going to make any sense to you. Right? So you have to kind of practice a lot of that stuff. Gotta have to practice, hey, just moving around for a while. You gotta practice learning insert brushes, right? And they're all gonna feel stupid at first. Trust me. You're like, I'm just learning this bullshit to learn bullshit. But trust me, guys, like the more you learn, the better you're gonna be at this stuff. Ooh, that's kind of cool, right? And I'm just having little happy accidents. This isn't even me like if I really wanted to go ham, right? Like I would export this mesh and I would maybe go into like 3ds Max or something and just start going bonanza on this bad boy, you know. So now I'm just adding little bolts and stuff. I'm going to my insert mesh brushes and different things like that. Look, it's like spaceship parts, you know, like I don't this stuff looks whoops. Stuff looks weird, but let's see, what's this? All right. Right, just little, just little interesting details. So, right, but you can't understand how any of this works if you guys aren't doing just the basic assignments, right? So, and whenever I hold shift down, it snaps to wherever I have selected. So, oops. Whoops a daisy. So now we've got like this cool like mech part for our guy, right? And you can go in the front and do, you know, something similar where, you know, you start doing some fancy techie stuff and you do, you know, just little stuff like that. All right, let's see what our fancy detail. And with this, right, like what I would do is, I know I don't want to go I don't want to go too crazy on you guys. I try to keep it like relatively simple. Um, let's hit I again. All right, because you can start to like insert, you know, like wiring and things like that. Oh, it's got. I gotta delete the subdivisions. All right, let's go to this one then, and let's draw it on this. All right. So like you can see, like I can start to just go crazy and like draw like random wires and start adding like, you know what I'm saying? Like I can start making this guy go, you know, but this isn't where you guys are. You guys are at. Let me make, you know, let me get you guys some muscle groups. Let's start with the basics, because if you guys start there, trust me, you'll get here. You're a lot of you, some of you guys are already better than me at some of this, like just your understanding of some of the form stuff. Like you guys are gonna be good. So, you know, when I was where you guys are at, like I wasn't doing a lot of this stuff, right? I wasn't making models, and I wasn't, you know, I wasn't doing this, right? So you guys have a huge leg up in this industry in that sense, right? Where you're already kind of practicing some of this stuff, you know, right? And that's the cool thing about this is like we can start to then, you know what I'm saying? Like, now we're starting to play around with insert meshes, and we can, you know, you can move them around and do different things. And, you know, the world is really, it's really your oyster. So, you guys have any questions for me? We've kind of gone past class, and I don't want to take any more of your time up. Any questions for me? Comments, concerns?
I do not. Thank you for the class.
Oh, no problem, no problem. I know this is, it's got very Transformers real quick, so let's not go too crazy.
We're all good with that here.
Cool, cool.
I've got two posters behind me are Transformers. Yes, sir.
Oh well, then this might be right up your alley then. Yep. So cool. Well, appreciate you guys coming. I'm gonna throw this tutorial on the channel. You guys can watch it, rewatch it, practice some of this stuff that I'm showing you. Start doing. And the thing is, like I said, if all you do is take a sphere and then do everything you saw me do on the sphere, that counts, right? Like that's what I'm talking about. Learn it. You don't have to make a character to complete the assignment or finish the class or do any of that stuff. You just need to practice the techniques that I'm showing you, right? These techniques are going to come back up to you, and you're going to be like, oh, what was I supposed to do there? Or, ooh, how could I do that? And that's when I want you to refer back to the videos, refer back to the class and go, okay, he was talking about insert mesh brushes. He was talking about masking. He was, you know, those kind of things those are the things that I want to stick with you, so you know the kind of questions you need to ask in the future, right? Not like you're going to be gurus at it now. So that's just, that's the gist of the class. Hopefully you guys are getting something out of this. I try to structure it in a way where you guys will do more hands-on and not as much listening to me. So hopefully that format lasts, and you know, you guys are getting more from it. But yeah, you guys are free to go.
There was a question in the
yeah.
meeting room
Okay.
chat.
Is
Uh,
let me see. It's okay with modeling an original. Yeah, I do regularly. I'm struggling with my character face. Yeah, the thing is, if you're doing your own original character, that's cool, right? You just need to do the techniques that I'm showing you, right? Your character is going to look how it looks. If it looks fantastic, awesome. If it doesn't look fantastic, that's okay too, right? The idea is just to get these techniques on the character. If all you did was you have a little base mesh and you isolate the arm and you throw a bunch of detail onto it, that's the assignment, right? The assignment is to familiarize yourself with all of these tools and not the actual like the character of it, right? You guys shouldn't be tackling characters at this point anyway. You should be learning part of the character to tackle, and then you'll be ready to go. All right, I can maybe do a big one now, right? So yeah, great question. Any more? All right. Well, if you guys don't have
None
any
from me.
questions for me, I will see you guys on Friday. Have a good rest of your week, guys.
You too.